What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis coming to y'all with that analysis. Today, we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers trying to clip the Denver Nuggets out of the playoffs, who came very, very close to their season ending. One Mike Conley jumper away from not even being in the second round as a number three seed. Now, I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, Denver, they struggled against Utah. They couldn't guard anybody. They couldn't stop anybody. The Clippers are going to beat them very easy just because they got good perimeter defenders and they're a significantly better team than the Denver Nuggets." But one thing that I do like about this Denver Nuggets team is that they're not afraid. They might struggle from time to time throughout this series. I'm not saying they're gonna be swept. Some people believe that they only can win one game, which is kind of funny considering that they had Jamal Murray had that type of performance, and nobody believes that the Denver Nuggets are real. I continually try to tell my subscribers and people that watch my videos that that's one of the biggest problems with Denver. A lot of teams feel confident against them. A lot of teams feel that they can do whatever they want against them. And even though they do have the number three seed in the West, nobody fears the Denver Nuggets. Nobody is scared or intimidated by the Denver Nuggets. A lot of teams prefer, like Utah, they preferred to play the Denver Nuggets out of everybody else in the West, and it was almost there when it was up 3-1. They couldn't close them out. You get what you ask for. You don't bite off more than you can chew, and it ended up costing them the series. But I feel like the Clippers getting a team like Dallas really is going to help them out because Dallas wasn't a great defensive team, but they was a team with a lot of guards that can score off the dribble, catch and shoot, and a lot of guards that can get out in transition. Obviously, they don't have a Luka. Luka was able to find ways to get a good pass and really score whenever he wanted to. Jamal Murray has never been a great passer throughout his whole entire career. He is a good shooter. He will get hot in this series from a couple games, but the biggest reasons, like I said, why I picked Denver to beat a team like Utah is because they had more weapons and they had a little bit more versatility because obviously Utah wasn't fully healthy. And then if they was, they probably would have beat the Nuggets. But also they probably wouldn't be the number six seed either because they locked up a top four seed before the season was over. And then they ended up losing it throughout the seeding game. So with that being said, when I look at this Denver Nuggets team, they're going to need a lot of guys to step up because the Clippers are going to be able to get wherever they want and do whatever they want to this Nuggets defense, just like Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz did. They're going to be able to get Kawhi Leonard in isolations. They're going to be able to move the ball. They're bigger than Jamal Murray and Gary Harris. Then you have Jokic. He's going to have problems because they're going to put him in pick and roll situations. They're going to test his ability to protect the paint. They're going to find ways to get Zubac and Harrell easy dunks and rolls to the basket and punish Jokic if he can't rotate or recover. Not only that, you still do have the fact that they have Lou Williams. Lou Williams is usually a liability defensively. I think Jamal Murray can go at him, but I think Lou Williams can get points back at anybody that they put on him, or he can put pressure on the defense with his ability to score, depending on what lineup Doc Rivers used to put him in that particular matchup. So I don't really think Lou Williams' defense is going to be that much of a problem. He's around the same size as their guards. He's quick enough to get to areas, and even though he might get scored on from time to time, he can always get buckets on the other end, just like we've seen Mike Conley and other guys do in the series that they just was in. Not only that, is up to Paul George. If Paul George comes to play and he comes and knock down his jump shots off the dribble and some spot ups from time to time and be a playmaker from time to time like he has been since Indiana, his last 3 years in Indiana, I think that this series can be over quick. And that's the biggest thing. It really just depends on can the Clippers stay healthy and what will Paul George and Lou Williams give them every game. Those two guys, if they can get you 25 to 30, they're going to win by 5 to 10. If they can get you 18 to 20, well, 15 to 20, then you'll be in a situation where you'll be in a tough game, and then you'll have to rely on guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Lou to step up in the fourth quarter and close out those games. And I don't really think Murray and Jokic is enough. I feel like the Clippers have better matchups defensively. I think they can make it tough on them to score. I think they can get through the screens and contest the jump shots that they like to take. I think Jokic is going to do whatever he wants. I don't think they're going to have an answer for Jokic when it comes to one-on-one play, but that's not going to carry you like it did against Utah just because the Clippers have more weapons and they actually match up pretty well against Denver, which is not a good look for Denver either, considering that you just came off a long, grueling season. Then you got to go against the number 2 seed, who is, if anything, a better, more tougher team to guard compared to Utah, who put them in some sticky situations, but it really relied on if Donovan Mitchell can knock down shots, and he was able to do it. That's why they went up 3-1. But then he came back to earth a little bit and became a little bit guardable, missed a couple shots from time to time, and that's what really cost them the series. I don't really see guys like Kawhi Leonard and them missing too many easy opportunities, and the fact that he can really go at anybody on this team kind of force you to use Grant, kind of forces you to use Harris, and will you be able to rely on them offensively each and every game? Will they be able to step up? Will they be able to knock down threes consistently to win this series? I don't see that happening. Jamal Murray, Patrick Beverly might come back, but even if they don't, you can still switch with a lot of guys on this team, and they can stay with Jamal Murray. And if they're able to do that, they can contest shots. If he makes them, that you got to live with it. If he doesn't, then you'll be happy to get out in transition and get easy buckets. I think the bench of the Clippers is going to be important just because Denver do like to run some guard heavy and some wing heavy lineups. So they're going to really have to focus on being able to score. I don't think that Denver will not be able to put pressure on Clippers. I think the Clippers can defend them. They can stay with them and they can play a lot of guys one-on-one without double teaming and trapping. But Denver do got guys that can get hot from three. They got guys that can create their own shot. And I think that that's something that will help if the Clippers can put in a lineup that can stay with the Nuggets without giving up too much. If they put Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the bench, I think that that can help them build a lead and sustain the lead, which will help them in the fourth quarter when they're just basically trying to close out the Nuggets. I don't think this series is going to be as easy as everybody's making it seem. I don't think Denver is as bad as everybody makes it seem, but they're not the greatest defensive team. They can be streaky depending on who's on the court and who's hot that game. That could really be a detriment to them winning the series. And can Jamal Murray have the same series that he had against Utah? I doubt it. That was mostly because of the matchups and the situations that Utah was in coming into that series. I think that he can get a 25 to 30 point game in this series, but his shooting from the perimeter are going to have to be amazing because he's going to take some tough shots and some contested shots. If they fall, they may win 2 games. If he can't get it going and Jokic has to do majority of the carrying, I don't see that being really enough to beat a team as deep and well coached and star power as the Los Angeles Clippers. Not only that, I just feel like if Paul George, which he should be able to have a better series compared to the Dallas series. Plus, he had a couple of days off too to clear his mind and be prepared for this series. I think that that will only help them because he should be able to play better. And if he does have hot shooting games and he is getting his jump shot to fall, even if it's 2 out of 3 games, that should be enough for the Clippers to be able to win this series in 5. And if he can't knock down shots like he did against Dallas, I can see them closing out Denver in 6. I doubt this series goes 7. I don't really see a way that the Nuggets can guard the Clippers. I don't see a way that they can get efficient enough offense to, stay consistently scoring and also stay consistently defending a team like the Clippers who match up well against them and have guys that can really make it tough on their perimeter players to score consistently. So I got the Clippers winning. It's no big surprise. It's nothing crazy saying it. I think we all probably will have them winning. But I do think the Denver Nuggets, they can learn a lot from this series. I think that this series will really show them where they at and where they need to go and what pieces they might be missing to get to that championship level, as they have finished within the top three in the regular season the last 2 years. But nobody really looks at them as a championship contender, and that's something that they're going to eventually have to gain with respect and with their improved play and just experience with the regular season and the playoffs. So they might come up short a little bit more again from the Western Conference Finals, but they're just playing with a team that just more better, more matchup friendly to their side, better defenders on the perimeter, and a team that's well coached too. So the odds of them winning this series is going to be low. I feel like they can compete with them. I feel like the Nuggets do feel like they can beat them. Well, beating them one game, beating them 2 games is not enough because you got to beat them 4. And if they're not able to do that, they will be going home in the second round again. But I think it won't happen in 7. I'm picking the Clippers in 6. That's my analysis for today. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes us on Facebook already. Also, like this video, and if you like it, please share. The more people that see it, the more people it can reach, the more this channel can grow. I appreciate the people that are always liking and sharing. Even if I don't ask, they just do it because they enjoyed the video. That really does continue to help the channel, and I do appreciate the fact that you guys do that. Not only that, if you're new to the channel, I make videos about NBA basketball each and every day. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. So if you like breakdowns of players, legends, rookies, and summer league breakdowns, or even if you like discussions or top 10 lists or trade deadline talk, free agency talk, or even the draft coverage, I got you all covered on my channel, and I try to make a video, like I said, each and every day. Other than that, I'll be coming to y'all with another video on Thursday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys will like and subscribe, and hopefully you guys will continue to support the channel. Thanks for the love. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone.